Okay, well, we've got a bit of a special treat for you guys at the moment. So we have been talking a lot about BYD and their supercharging issues. So, Chris, I think you're in the chat right now. So if you're there, I've given you my invite link. So come on down, so to speak, to the studio, and we'll find out from you what's been happening in your world because we have been chatting about getting some sort of consumer action on the BYD seals that are built pre-March 2024, and also all the Atto 3s running around at the moment that cannot charge at a Tesla V3 V4 supercharger. So this has been an important issue we've been following up week to week. Nothing official yet from BYD. We've had multiple individual sort of submissions to fair trading departments and consumer bodies and so on. So, I do recommend if you can make your own complaint to your, state body. I made a complaint this week to the Fair Trading Office, saying sort of spelling out the issue with the seals and the Atto 3s. So I haven't heard anything back yet, but we'll see. But I'll share this one too. So this is Scott. Scott sent me this, Scott McGregor. He's saying that, yep, this is an update from New South Wales Fair Trading. Your matter has been allocated to the automotive unit to action and progressing in the queue. Please note the automotive team are currently experiencing an increase in requests for assistance. So that might be a good sign. Hopefully a lot of people are submitting as well at the moment. So thanks for keeping BYD on their toes, everyone. So that's great. And just before we get Chris on, I can see him in the studio now. I just want to thank Jez for his $5 super chat. First donation to the Spectre for Tom Fund. Let's all chip and help Tom so we can start that dream of, imagine that is Uber driving the Spectre for high net worth individuals from East Toorak. How funny would that be? Thanks, Jez. Much appreciated. And thank you, Gaffer, for another 5 Ludicrous Feed memberships. That's great. All right, so we have Christopher on, one of our viewers. He regularly contributes, so he's got some good news for us, apparently. Hello, Chris. Nice of you to join us on Ludicrous Feed Live.
Hi, thanks. Can you hear me okay?
All okay? We sure can. Thank you. Let's lay the scene for everyone here. So we've had issues with the V3, V4 superchargers for BYD seals built before March 2024. And all the Atto 3s at the moment in the country can't charge at V3, V4 Tesla superchargers. We've encouraged people to submit their own individual complaints to the local fair trading office. And Christopher, you've been liaising with me in the background because you've been doing a lot of work as well. So you texted me or you messaged me today saying you've had some good news. So please share.
Okay, right to the point, because it's been mentioned a little bit already. No good news regarding BYD. Well, I bring good news. In that the Tesla V3 or VX3 Plus, whatever you want to call it, supercharging issue has now been owned by BYD, and they are going to fix it. And I think my car could be the very first one they fixed, and it's going to be fixed on Monday.
No way.
Awesome.
Really? Did you get that in writing, or they told you over the phone?
On the phone.
On the phone. Okay.
There's a few parameters to this that it means that it's actually going to happen, I can assure you. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, right. So they're going to fix your car. Is it a hardware or software update?
Right. Well, so on this, as you know, we've built an EV charging system for a UK client from scratch. So I probed them for information, for technical information, because I've been curious about this issue for some time. So we make AC chargers, not DC chargers, and there is a bit of a difference going on there. But it kind of starts the same way in terms of the protocol with this, what we call the CP and the PP. And there's a little resistor involved. There's a few resistors involved in all of this. And so first of all, on the PP line, there's a little resistor that sort of signifies the capacity of this cable, what this cable can actually take. If you ever want me back on the show and talk about EV chargers, I'll happily do that. I can talk, for years about them. But there's a little resistor, and they need to replace the resistor. So there is a hardware change, but it's a small one. And then there's a firmware change associated with that to deal with the new resistor value, right? And I'm not quite sure how this works on the DC side of things. It's a resistor on the EV side, of course, not on the infrastructure side. And it could well be something, and this is a little bit of conjecture, so do forgive me, but it could well be associated with the Tesla cabling itself and the connector. Because of course the Seal's been able to charge out other public DC chargers, no worries at all. So it could be some compatibility with that. Tesla have been known to do their own special things on occasion. So that's a deal. A little bit of hardware, a little bit of software. The fix I've been told is going to take about an hour.
That's great, Christopher. I mean, I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for for basically getting onto BYD's case here and sorting this out for us. I mean, do you think this will be a day job where you bring your car in, they sort it out during the day, and then you're done, or how big is this job for them?
1 hour.
1 hour.
That's what they said. And actually they did ask me to ask everyone, to be just a little bit more patient with them. I mean, from my perspective, I don't care really if it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to sort of fix, to be honest, really. So, I was concerned about the resale value of the car. It does obviously affect one's confidence to drive longer distances, just as a sort of backup kind of thing. It was just about, for me, it was about them owning this issue more than anything else. And so now they have, and they will reach out to the existing customers affected by this, I've been told. Yep. It will take a number of weeks for them to do that, which is fair enough. I don't know, Riz, you probably know how many Seals there are out there pre-March 2024, but
couple of thousand at the very least.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, obviously there's a logistical thing associated with all of this for them. It could certainly be managed, I would think. I'm just, again, talking off my own bat here, but I would think that they could manage that on the first 5,000K service if they've not have done 5,000Ks. I've already done 13,000 in mine. So, I've had that one. But, it's probably a few people in that category, and if not, then obviously just an exceptional visit, or maybe the next time you take it. Depends on how much it's bothering you, I guess. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I mean, this has to be breaking news worldwide. Like, I've not heard of this, this fix that you've just suggested at all in any of the forums or social media posts I've seen. So, Riz, I think this has got to be written up. Surely, this is it. This is breaking news for BYD owners.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Christopher, did they say anything about the, over 10,000 Atto 3s, or is it just a specific Seal fixed at this stage, as far as you're aware?
They didn't say. And to be honest, I didn't ask. I've obviously made this all about me and getting my car fixed and so forth. But of course, in the spirit of seeing the other cars and other people have this issue resolved, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar issue, though, of course. Yeah.
So do you think they'll be buying some high-powered soldering irons to get the resistors on quickly for thousands of owners, or I'm hoping it'll be very interesting, and I'm sure you'll be able to ask all the right technical questions to get to the bottom of it for us, because as of now we're still learning about what the fix potentially could be.
Yeah, well, I'll see if they'll let me video it, right? And then you can have the video and share it if you like. Yeah, I'm very I geek out on these kind of things anyway, so I'm really happy to do that. But the BYD person, who actually was very, very nice. I mean, hats off to them, really, to finally own this. He wants to make it up by buying me coffee and so forth, but really I think I want to video the actual procedure and find out what's going on. It's really unfortunate that it kind of got to this stage. It needn't have got this far, though, really, and I did mention this to them, and And he was very apologetic about that too. I
Mm.
think his hands somewhat were tied. I mean, who knows what his situation was, but he he's quite keen to sort of make up
Yeah.
for this and wants to know more about our charges, actually. And so there you go.
I mean, we were never malicious on the stream. We were always sort of very factual and made sure we got to the bottom, tried to get to the bottom of it. And I think a lot of the time, as you said, their hands are tied from probably HQ in China not to release too much until we know what's happening.
Yeah.
And so, Christopher, I think your car is probably going to be the test car for global BYD issues. So,
so they did say to me that they've done 3 cars here already. Each, you know how there are 3 variants of the seal here. They've done each one of those that are non-customer cars, right? So they've done that, but I'll be the first customer car, I believe. And he told me he just wanted to make sure as well that Tesla V2 continues to work as well with this fix, and so, which is fair enough, so we'll be going to a V3 supercharger and then probably go and look for a V2 afterwards.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, look, if you can get a video for us, so we'd really appreciate that. And obviously, we'll show it on the channel. So, now look, thanks, Christopher, for your time tonight. That's fantastic. That is really good news. So, really appreciate you sharing with us tonight.
No worries. Oh, one more thing. And
yes.
my number ends in triple eight as well. So I probably should tell that too, right?
Yes.
Well, we've got an auction running in the background at the moment, and basically anyone that comes in, we'll find the highest bidder for you, Christopher, and anyone else that has 8s in their phone numbers.
And all proceeds go to the Spectre GoFundMe as well. So,
all right.
Thanks, mate. Guys. Really appreciate it. Let's keep in touch, and we'll maybe chat to you next week when it all goes well. Hopefully.
Great. All right.
Thanks again. Cheers. Bye. Oh, how good is that, Riz? That was actually really good news.
That's
what a
wonderful.
legend. Yeah. Thanks, Christopher. That's great. So you've really made like a lot of people happy tonight, like myself included, knowing that BYD have a fix. So fingers crossed, an hour fix, that's all it takes. I think there'll be a huge number of Seal owners happy tonight. So I can see Scott, good friend Scott, already very happy there in the chat. So he owns an Atto 3. I think he possibly owns 2. So that's good. Fantastic. Well, that's good. We'll keep in touch with Christopher next week and find out how his upgrade went, and hopefully get some video out as well. So well done. That's great. All right. Well, almost at the end of our show. I'm in a good mood now, Riz. I'm in a good mood. That's good.